Koiro with another video, and this is totally different from the topic that I had recently on my channel. And we are down in one of my rooms in the bunker, and here I have a lot of stash stored. And I don't pay for much of the stuff that I have on my channel. Most of this is equipment that I have collected throughout the years, but I do pay from some items from time to time. And I also try to collect some items from recycling bins and so on, and that's where I got this lovely red Grundig TV, by the way. But this time I'm going to do some kind of videos that I normally haven't done on, and that is unpacking videos. And to check if this is material that works for this channel, I'm going to start with this box here. And this is kind of a mystery box. I bought all these things from the internet. I don't remember every picture of the content that was here, but this was actually something that I paid quite some money for, at least not according to its specific value that we will only access when we open the package, but at least in regard to what I normally pay for stuff. I don't mean that retro stuff should be free, but I don't think it should be an investment object either. It's nice that people are making money of their hobby, but it's some place between hobby and speculation where the market are right now. So a lot of people can't really afford to buy the stuff they want, and of course that will always be the case, but now some of the prices are ridiculous. So I'm going to move the camera so that I can try to film what's in this box. I might place the box on the bench beside me, move away some monitors. By the way, this is also a garbage find monitor. This is an EGA monitor from Siemens Nixdorf. Really good old-fashioned stuff. I haven't powered this on yet, so that will be a future episode, as most of the stuff in here. If I place this like so, I will be able to take the items from here and just see what's in this box. Placing the camera down here seems to be like a nightmare, because I only have the phone to film with when I'm down here, as all my other cameras needs connection to computer or to mains by some means. Just let's move away some packaging. It's packed in styrofoam, and I can't say that I'm actually a big fan of that, because it creates some static that we don't really need close by old electronics. But here is a box. Start with that. Yes. And here there are some static packaging and something that is not. Here there are capture memory stacked into some foam that's probably not working. We do have a 486SX 30T megahertz, one of them, and this is the SX. It's with the disabled matte coprocessor. And lots of catch. We do have an AMD DX400, and another DX400. We do have a DX420, and we do have an IBM 5x86C. I do think that's 120 as well. I do have a DX 33. Yeah, I moved the camera so that you can see straight to the box on this one. Yeah, this is the contents of my box, and this was the AMD DX 386 DX33 and another 486 that is rated at 25 megahertz, I think. Yeah, it looks like. And we do have a DX 386, one more. This is more decently packed. We do have an original Pentium. And what clock speed? Yeah, this is the 60 megahertz version. And we do have some more things here. We have an AMD K5 133. We do have one more original Pentium. Then the DX4 and one other SX 25 megahertz. And on the back side it's a lot of cache RAM that is connected from memory, and these cache memory chips are really prudent to static electricity, so at least all the legs is put into this foam, but putting something into this kind of foam is highly static. And here I do have another 486 SX25. I do have some pieces of foam here that is not used. Yeah, and here is more. This is some Dallas chips, and these of course has long run out batteries. This is a serial controller chip for 86 C450. And this seems to be a keyboard controller. And on the back, more of these cache chips. Yeah, this is some LSE logic chips. I'm not sure what this is. And a DX33. And more of these cache memory chips. And lots more Dallases. And HM6518, I'm not sure what that is. Jumper header blocks. And crystal oscillators, if you want to experiment with your yeah, it seems like lots of stuff here. You can read out some of the values. 3 point, this is for the clock, for the normal clock. This is 44.99, 44.99 megahertz, 80 megahertz, 66.667 megahertz. So lots and lots of clock oscillators. And this is a 386 chip. This is 25 megahertz, 33 megahertz. And these chips here, I'm not so sure what they are, but they are the same chip. And I can't recognize these numbers off the top of my head. And there are some RAM chips here and some more static memory. Here I do have another old friend. It's a Motorola 68000. It's the 10 megahertz version. And I do have some BIOS chips here and a keyboard controller, some cache memory, some more cache memory. More of this cache memory. And here you have cache memory that actually are placed in static foam. I like that. Same with these, also packed in static foam. Another keyboard controller, yeah, and another keyboard controller. So nice to have. And these are semi-placed in static stuff, because this pink foam here could actually be conductive enough to keep these alive. And I do have some wild amounts of these down here. And some static bags that doesn't contain anything. And I do have two 486 DX chips, different vintage and different markings, but both are 33 megahertz. Like so, you can see this is the newer design, and they do have some manufacturing dates, of course. This is both produced in '89, but this is the later week. And again, a DX25 and a 386-25 and one overdrive. This is the 486 DX33 overdrive, and this is probably just the 33 megahertz CPU overkind stuff that puts into an overdrive sockets and disabled the onboard DX. Yeah, and a 20 megahertz T86. Play some of this in foams. This is a DX33 386, and I have another that is 25. DX25, DX25. This is the 386 DX. AMD 386 DX40 and the DX33. A DX33 386 from Intel. Another 25 MHz from Intel and 33 MHz from Intel. And another 486 SX 25 and a DX420. And this is the 3-volt version, and it's stated that it needs both heatsink and fan. And this is an Intel chip. I did think that this was a coprocessor, but this is some, yeah, 387. So this is a coprocessor chip. Keep that one in foam as well. So more catcher chips in white foam. Catcher chips in white foam. And catcher chips again in black foam. And some in pink foam. And this all is static memory, and I'm not sure if I do have a good way of testing that, but that I will see through. And here you have a memory upgrade model for a compact. I remember these from back in the day. And I do have some chips here with that all has this heatsink on. And I have one DX266 here. It's the first 66, I think. This is a HP something 2x clock. So this is not a 486 CPU. This is an Intel i66, so this is the 66 MHz CPU. Yeah, and this is the same. So some 66 MHz CPU here. Now this box was empty. Let's see what else is in this box. I do have another box that is filled with stuff. And cache memory and cache memory. Cache memory. This could be a keyboard controller. I'm not sure about the other stuff. The BIOS chip. Yeah, some custom chips from old PCs. And some PICs that probably has been used as programmable devices. So all of these are PIC chips actually. Some other stuff that probably is yeah, keyboard controller. Yes, some BIOS chips. This is probably some old fan regulators. It's stated 2.5 volts and 0.3 amps. I'm not sure what's in this box. A battery case. And some of you might remember this. Before you have the SIM memory, you actually had this in between kind that is called SIP memory. And SIP memory was just SIM chips in reality, where you soldered on feet on one of the sides. So here there are some amounts of SIP memory. This can be really useful. I have modified 30-pin SIMs as SIPs just by soldering on feet, but here you have loads of them. So if this one is working, I will be really stacked with this. And these ones that looks like memory modules are actually cache modules for later motherboards. And this was a standard that was introduced by Intel in some of their motherboards, where they just had this socket where you could put in this memory. And they do have a tag chip and 2 cache chips on each module. And there was some kind of compatibility between vendors on this, but it was not very much. I do have 4 pieces here that looks exactly the same. I do have a 5th that come out of this bag. And a 6th that looks slightly different. It also contains the same kind of chips, but this is not a jumper. And it also seems that it's a bit different size, because this is 32 by 32. Yeah, but it's probably the same. Very useful things to have. This is a voltage regulator module. When you used to get the old CPUs, they only had one single voltage like this one. They was using 5 volt straight to the die. But when this one came along, you needed a dual power supply, because you need to transfer the 5 volt down to 3 volt or 3.3 or even 2.8 volt. And then you had these modules that was plug-in modules that you can use on your motherboard. And I do think this has a heatsink, so this is probably just a linear regulator that stands here, and you have some jumpers probably to decide what voltage this should give. So a nice one. Yeah, it even stated here 3.3 volt, short 1 and 2, 3.45, 3.6 and 4 volt. So what you should short. 4 volts, I never heard of that as a standard, but maybe someone was using to overclock. Yeah, this is some memory chips, probably from PCI VGA card. This was very popular to supply with empty sockets. This actually looks like antennas that was used inside some device. I have no idea. And here you have more. Yeah, this is actually marked as defect. An AST specific memory chip, 4 megabytes. And you do have some other specific. This is SD-RAM, various sizes. Same on this one, the latest 72-pin versions. This is with parity. You can see that it has 9 chips, so this is used in a server, while all the latest just has this kind of chips. This is another one of these catcher modules. I'm not packing it up. It seems like the exact same as there was a lot of. And 72 pins SIMs, 8 chips on these, I think, and they are all marked with H megabyte, so I'm not sure if everything is the same. This is an SO-DIMM for a computer, and this is an SD-RAM. Also memory stuff, and 2 megabytes. This is also the 72-pin EDO variant. We do have some marked defects inside here. And, oops. Another huge stack of these 72-pin chips. This is EDO, 8 megabyte. I do have to find a motherboard and stuff where we actually can test some of this. You can see this is placed with a rubber band. The rubber band is inside here is totally integrated. It's just like powder. But this seems like something, it's gold plated. Yeah, it's 60 nanoseconds, so it's probably EDO memory. That was this box. And all the boxes are getting smaller. And here we have a Cyrix DX250. And this is not an exact clone of a 486, I think. I think this is when Cyrix started to make their own stuff. But it doesn't have a power rating, so it might be some die compatibility. And a DX33. I'm not going to miss one of these CPU ever again. These are quite sturdy. They tend to be quite solid chips. This is an it's a Pentium, 100 megahertz Pentium, it seems. I'm not sure what this is. It's not marked on the bottom, and this is glued in place with a tape. And this one too is the same. So I do have to try to lock this up by some numbers. Here we have another DX33 overdrive, same as this one. This is a chipset for a 386, Intel's first chipset, and an SX33, a 387 DX16 233 MHz MAT processor. Yeah, and the same with this variant. It's up to this is actually up to 20 MHz just. And another DX overdrive. 386 is SX33 and another SX25, and here we have some chips and technologies and Opti. This is probably the same chip, because this is the 206 The 82206 glue ship glue logic was actually manufactured by 3 or 4 manufacturers back in the day. The rest of the boxes that's on top here, I'm not going to show everything in detail here. But I do think these boxes is the one that came with some pre-prepared food. This is just DB25 male sockets, and I do have some DB9s and stuff, and these are all for shrink connections. So very nice to have. You also have an old Centronics connector for an old printer, 2 of them in fact. And these are mostly male connectors, as I said. And I do have another box that is quite the same, but some other variants too. Here is for soldering. It's actually a key. Yeah, some DB9s. You have a DB15 of the variant that was used for network cards back in the day, and joysticks, of course. Yeah, and here I do have some female contacts as well. I do have some busters also thrown in here for good measure. And this one is exactly the same. It's more, you have every kind here. This is a gender changer, it seems. No, it's not. This is for putting in. This is also for shrink wrapping. You have to connect the pins. But here you have for the shrink wrapped variety, and here is a lot of 9 pins and 25, and yeah. I'm never going to run out of DB connectors, that's for sure. And here there are some other stuff, some XLR for sound, some really old speakers from old phones or stuff, some 6.5mm jacks, pin headers, Centronics, even this strange beast with 3 rows. Yeah, exciting stuff, but not the one that is running away and can be destroyed by static electricity. But what first caught my interest when I saw this, and of course I didn't know if this was complete or not, but this is for PC connectivity, I think. Universal programmer, but sadly it seems like this is literally a dead end. I do have one more box. It stands Universal Programmer Tester model 9830, and this has a 25 pin connector. And this is the cable, I think, for this 25 pin one, and this I think is the card for the 25 volt programmer, host adapter card something with a DB25. And for the model 9860 I have this manual, but this is actually a 9830, but if it contains what I need, I do have to check. But probably this should be complete. I do kind of stack up things here. I do have to move some of this away because the box is far from empty. This is some newspaper stacked stuff. Okay, and this is a Pentium 2, complete with a fan and everything. And this is a 233, so the original kind. Here one more, a bit dirtier. And this is a 333 megahertz, also Pentium 2. I do have some more cables here. One printer cable at least. This is the normal printer cable, and this is DB25 to DB25, and the same is this one. So these cables are probably coming to use, but it's more standard stuff. And then we have these things. And at least this is properly packed, so whatever is inside here, it's a great chance that it's working. And this is memory chips. Yeah, try to open the boxes so that you can see them. This is EEPROM chips 4002s. I am not sure what they are for, but they are of course EEPROMs, I think. You can see the window here below the tape. So these are reprogrammable for using in, among other things, an Amiga. More EEPROMs, and yeah, this is the 270010s. Quite useful. This is more ordinary stuff that I have in heaps and leaps, and this is 256 kilobit normal EEPROMs. Nice to have anyway. And here I do have things to give away and sell if someone are interested. Yeah, some more bigger ones and some smaller EEPROMs. And these are bigger EEPROMs again. This is 27 4001s. Yeah, 70 1001s. You can see some of the boxes are starting to disintegrate. Yeah, this seems to be 256 or 128 chips. And here I have again a box with 27,001s, a whole box of them. And I do think that this is the same. It stands marked with 1 megabyte with very black on black sign here. And it is 27,001s. So, do I have everything here now? Not quite. Because I do have these pipes with stuff. And what are inside of these? It's some Intel stuff. And it's a reprogrammable device. Yes, it's 8748s, and that's the same in the whole stack. So these are microcontrollers, 8748s. And we can check if it's the same on these 8748s, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of these. And what should I do with everything of this? I'm not really sure. It actually was a bigger load than I had anticipated. I am going to move everything of these away to a good static store. I can't leave things handled like this. So I very much need to put everything into good storage. And what's stored within these boxes is probably going to stay there forever on good terms. But all the CPUs and all the other stuff, I need to get this planted in some good black foam. And I did think that I had ordered enough of this, but I have to order more. And I'm going to clean away this mess until I can show you some more unboxing videos, but there are going to be a few more of these unboxing videos in the near future. So that was the whole of today, and I did pay some money for this, but all in all I can say that it was really worth every penny that I spent on this. And if half of these CPU works, then it's a good deal. And if you need some of this stuff, I of course need some of it myself, but if you need some of this stuff, just give me a notice and we will agree on price. Of course, the freight charge is the biggest culprit anyway, because even if I give this away for free, there will be some money on the table to pay for packaging and shipping. But lots and lots of good stuff here that I'm going to experiment with, and I'm going to bring up a good 386 and 486 card to be able to test stuff. And if anyone has some place to test zip memory, please give me a note. I might have to borrow some device to test this. But as of now, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you want more of this type of content, hit that like button and please leave a comment. And please also leave a comment if you want some of this stuff, or if you wonder what some of this stuff are and want some explanation and stuff. This EEPROM burner here, sadly, I don't have an interface card, so I will not be able to use this. And I do have a markings here that this is an American Reliance something. And if anyone knows something about this, or even have a card or something, or do have a card and don't a programmer, leave me a note. This other one I'm going to actually try to hook up and test someday. Yes, I'm back in my basement, and I'm filming this now with my usual camera. And when I was down in the bunker, I was filming with my phone, and I do have some issues with sound, so I'm going to correct that. And I also think that I'm going to do some more tests. Please leave a comment if you have some advice for what I can do to make these movies that I filmed down in the bunker better. I saw that some of the images actually was overexposed because the light might be hitting too much direct, too much reflection, so on. So I have to see about that. But this was just a test, a video. Please leave a comment. Please hit like if you like this way of making movies. Do make a comment below if you feel the need to give some pointers what could be done better, or if you absolutely hate this kind of content. So, hope to see you in the next one. Hope I didn't scare you off. So, see you later.